All right, YouTube, we got ourselves an e-camper. So some of the first mods that we need to do to this thing to just kind of get it working and up to snuff. There's some squeaking in the front end. We'll probably do the KYB struts, lower control arms and end links, maybe even the ball joints up front. This bad boy here right now is an automatic all-wheel drive with about 149,000 miles on it, so it's in pretty good shape. And it came with the e-camper. We might just throw this SI seat in there. This is a 2003, so it makes it a lot easier. So come along for the ride. We'll show you guys how to swap this into there, how to drill this one spot right here to get it so that it works. And then we'll have a much better seat in there because obviously the front seat is going to be ripped. The rest of them are okay, but figure I got the set of SI seats for my other one. It's an 06 and it doesn't have side airbags in this one. So these are a better option to go into here, and it's a black interior. So the seatbelt part's already, or the pre-tensioner, the clicker has already been removed, but you can see there's all this extra hardware under here for the side airbags. None of this matches up, which is why I did not install them into my 06. All right, so we're moving on to getting this seat out of here. We've disconnected the cables up front, and basically it's 14 mil. Make sure you got a decent gun or socket, and basically there's 4 bolts, 2 up front and 2 in the middle. Don't care what car it is, everyone out there just leaves stuff everywhere in their car, and you end up with the nicest Cheetos. Check under the carpets, it's actually pretty nice, but oh man, everything in here just needs a once over. It might burn a little oil, who knows? So this is actually the piece we need right here, the seatbelt pre-tensioner, and you just want to be very careful not to mess up any of the wires. But as you saw, we pulled that one off. Now we need to do the same thing for these ones so that we can take this entire thing off of here. Get yourself one of these sets pry tools, you know, Amazon special, super high quality. I think all in all this thing was between $12 and $20. This one here, we'll be able to pry these off as needed and kind of get them started, and then they'll pop loose. There will be a zip tie down here, which is good for the scissors. Okay, one more 14 mil bolt over here, and then this piece is off, and this chair is kaputski. Now, keep in mind that these things are kind of funny. They have this weird washer that stays on here, so just make sure that you don't get rid of that. You just keep it as is. It's supposed to keep all this together. We're going to now take this and transfer it to the SI seat. So I think I may just drill a hole. Probably going to be best. So we're going to lay some blue tape, and we're just going to drill it so that this detent has somewhere to go, so that this seatbelt tensioner doesn't move back and forth once it gets screwed in place. So we'll just mark it here real quick with a Sharpie, figure out where our hole needs to be. There you go. Onward, grab the drill and get going. Haha. Now we're just going to step it up in size until we get to a bit that will fit this. So you get the idea. Let us see. Yes, it fits. So as we screw it in, that tab right there had to go into the hole that we made. There you go. Long story short, it fits now. Let's make sure that our clearance is in there. Yep. And bolts are in there. So that is good to go. This thing is really solid, so I'm not worried about it not being in there. And we just need to get our casing back onto it, which is somewhere in the abyss of my garage, and then we should be good to go. And we can clean up the floor, do the little detail underneath there, and then what we've in essence done is the car doesn't know any different. It thinks it's right back to its Honda Element seat. Now, the final part, 3 of the holes will line up. The back 2 definitely line up, and then one of these will need to be like drilled out just a little bit, have the hole basically widened
Hey guys, cleaning out the bottom of the element so that we can put that new Civic Si seat in. As you can see, this thing is an abomination. Let's see what the shop vac can do. Hey guys, we got my car cleaner right here. As you can see, the installation area of where we're gonna put this Civic Si seat is not that clean, and we want it as clean as we can be, so I'm gonna douse it in this car cleaner and then I'll get to work with the drill brush.
I think I picked this thing up, drill master, drill brush, whatever. Comes with like 5 or 6 different attachment sizes, as you can see here. And so that one that he's got on there, you can use to get into the crevices, get into the hard to reach areas. Get that in place. Go ahead and swing that over. Stand her up. Basically, the back 2 bolts will fit in real perfectly, and then one of the front bolts will work, but one of the other front bolts will not, and that's where we're gonna have to line up and just drill and widen that hole just a little bit. These are 14mm bolts. You should be able to wind it in by hand to get it started, and then it should go in. You might need to move the seat and jostle it around a little bit.
There we go, we're in straight now.
All right, get the other one in. Before you tighten that down too much, just to make sure that you get everything going correctly. 4th one will not line up, so that's what it is. The inside one does not line up. All right, so we're gonna have to tape and measure that to figure out which how to expand that hole. Super crude hole, but you can see where it is, so should be in line with the rest of them. Maybe it's a little low, and that should give us the opportunity to go slam that into the car. First things first, once you get everything test fit, go ahead and hook these wires back up gently. You need to pull back on that little thing there, and then it should go together just fine. So the kid found that you need to go over the bar here.
Let's see if I can even fit them over the bar. And voila.
In essence, you just want to make sure that these wires don't end up getting caught up in the seat rails or dangling around, and you shove something under the seat and they get messed up. So you want to secure them in place.
Wires are in, I am bolting the seat down. And oh my God, we got it right. It's in.
Okay, well, maybe use the gun or the ratchet and just get a couple extra turns on it. There you go, okay. Alright, so we're finger tightening these, and then we're going to throw the gun on them. I do recommend that you get all 4 installed before you go and tighten everything down. Alright, so the final thing we got to do is get this piece back in place. I think what we need to do is raise the seat up like this. So unfortunately, it looks like we might need to Dremel out a bit of this piece here. Just this to clear the seat rail. Quick file or clean up with this, even a razor blade would work. Same thing on this side. And we're just gonna wing it. Basically just made a flat deck there. Kind of clean it up here. No one will ever see it. All right, let's go see if this thing will fit back into the car. Slide in here underneath these rails, and it looks like we might be in a little better shape. Boom, and boom. Little quick bit of fab work. Next thing to check is, do the seats. Oh, they do. They get in the way. We switched gears. We're actually going to use some old crunchy garden shears. I have a feeling these are going to give me a slightly better look. The vibra tool wasn't doing it that great, so I'm hoping that this will look better and will be under the seat and you'll never see it. By all means, do this however you want on your own. Make it look as clean as you like, but I just want it functional. I guess the lesson here is keep these in place, keep your tabs in place like these so that the whole thing can snap back down. Don't get rid of those and you should be good. Here we go, moment of truth. Is this seat rail gonna work in here? I will say this would be much easier if this center console piece was out of here. Like so. Ooh, more money. Sweet. Car cost even less. Hey kid, you got more vacuuming to do.
No, I don't.
What else we got in there? More human slime. With that out of the way, this thing should swing back in there a little bit easier. And no! You darn thing. So, as you can see, it needs to be cut, reliefed all the way to back there. And that, folks, is that. Here you go. Civic Si seat in. We got all 4 bolts hooked up. Everything works. All right, there you have it, folks. That is with the seat all the way forward. You can see the work that was done there. Do this as clean or as crude as you would like to do it. Totally up to you. You will need to do some relief in here for these lower seat rails, but for the most part, that is what it's going to look like. This is what it looks like in the back after all that chopping and cutting. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. I'd say good enough in my opinion, and I like it. Slide works. You can raise the seat up. It goes back just as far as the other seat and way more comfortable. And that's a wrap. Civic Si seat is in. One of the main complaints was that you sit a little bit lower in like the EP3 Civic seats, but this one seems to go all the way up to a reasonable spot. Can slide all the way forward, all the way back, reclines, and for a first mod, this seems like a really good one, and it's done. I do believe that these came out of a sedan, which is why the seat may not go back as far. I believe the coupe seats have a longer seat rail. So if you're in the market, these are 2008 Civic Si seats, but you know, whatever you can get online to give yourself a better comfort ride is what you should do. Once again, I'm your host, Johan. Thanks for sticking around until the end of this video. If you do like what you see and you want to see more element content like this, be sure to like and subscribe down below and stay up to date. Give us a comment, see what kind of mods you'd like us to do next. I got a couple in mind. Obviously, we're going to do some tune-ups like spark plugs, PCV valve. I think the suspension's coming next. And yeah, see what we can do with this e-camper. All right, we'll see you next time.